don't even know what I'm wasting my time talking about this. Hi. A few months ago, I made 2 videos about Pretty Little Liars in which I mentioned my severe dislike for this pair. I got a few comments saying how could I possibly not like Ezria. It was actually like 2 comments and I just took them personally. So I'm making this video. I'm going to dive into their story, the problematic aspects and red flags about their relationship. I'll go a bit deep in every season, the student-teacher relationship trope, and I'll finish it off giving my thoughts on them. I'm going to introduce myself. My name is Sophia. Today my energy is a little bit low. I'm on my period. I'm drinking hot cocoa, so I have a slightly more energy, and I'm talking about something that I don't really like, so bear with me. Thank you. The secret is one of them is dead. How they met. It was in the very first episode of Pretty Little Liars. Aria had just come back from spending a year away in Iceland and she went to a bar. Ezra was already there when she arrived. She orders a burger. She mentions she likes the song that was playing, and he comments back, mistaking her for a college student. They had a very short interaction that led to them making out in the restroom of the bar. And that's how Ezra was born. I'm gonna talk about most of the things that happen in each season, so that's gonna take me a while. If you want to skip over that, I'll leave the time lapse so you can skip. The secret is one of them is dead. Season 1, they meet at a bar where they end up making out in the restroom, tacky, and then finding out that he's her high school teacher, meaning she's underage, which basic human being with a brain would have ended the relationship because it's illegal, there's power imbalance, it's illegal, and more. But no. They stayed together, secretly dating, until her friends find out. I've gotta say, if you have to keep your relationship secret, no one can find out that you guys are dating, maybe you shouldn't be dating. But that might just be me, saying that everything has changed, and she even tries to transfer. Fuck. To be fair, he rejected her for like 5 seconds, saying that everything has changed, and she even tries to transfer out of his class, but the school denies it. So he does acknowledge that they shouldn't be dating, which kind of make it worse. In one episode, Aria left her phone at Ezra's place, and when she comes by, Ezra is furious because it just so happens that A left her a message and he breaks up with her. The way Ezra went off of her, in my opinion, it was uncalled for. He didn't have to get angry. He didn't have to yell at her for a stupid message from someone that they don't even know. He should have just let her explain what happened, let her talk, man, you know. He gets jealous when seeing Aria dating Noel. At Camp Mona, they have a conversation in his car in which he apologized for everything and explained to her he went to New York to try and find a new job. So he knows that him being her teacher isn't exactly working. Jeez, I wonder why. Doesn't change the fact that it's still illegal if he does get to go to another school. The girls find out about the relationship and no one found any problem, but they're not ones to judge them, especially Spencer, since she did date 2 guys while she was underage. So Noel tries to blackmail Ezra into changing his grade with a picture of Aria and Ezra kissing. Hey, at least someone knows that it's wrong. I don't agree with his plan and what he's trying to do, but at least someone is smart and has human decency. We also get to meet his ex-fiance who made Aria jealous and insecure about their relationship. How long do you think it's gonna take me for me to spill my chocolate. I don't think it's gonna take that much. Season 2 starts with a rough path. Following the introduction of Jackie, Ezra is not exactly in a good place. Ezra starts working in Holly's college, and this seems to be a temporary fix to their relationship issues that they have, since they seem a bit happier. I have to mention, in this season we get an attempt of a love triangle between Ezra, Aria, and Jason. She has dreams from both of them and even kisses Jason. Wait, did I say triangle? Because I actually meant a love square. It was Jackie, Ezra, Aria, and Jason. Aria is very insecure of her relationship because of her new feelings towards Jason, and Jackie, who even tries to take Ezra back. Aria trains Jackie to leave Hollis, but on a reverse card, Jackie trains her into making the relationship public. So they finally come clean about their relationship to her parents, and honestly, I don't know what the fuck did they expected from them. Like applause? Did they expected like hugs and confetti? Like they were thinking that her parents were gonna be so okay when adult teacher dating their underage daughter. Both of her parents disapprove of their relationship, as they should, and they forbid Aria to see Ezra. Holden is introduced, childhood friends of Aria's, and they pretend to go on dates, but Aria actually goes to see Ezra, and he goes to do some kind of wrestling, I think it was. Marlene King really took the forbidden love trope to a whole nother level in this season. Ella, Aria's mom, has a change of heart, or stupidity, however you want to call it, and she goes to Ezra's apartment to try and hear them out and understand their relationship. I don't even know why. So beginning of season 3, Ella is somewhat okay with Ezra, but Byron is still not happy about it. Thank you, Byron, for understanding that it's wrong. Ezra is unemployed and Aria is worried about him, until she finds out that he's actually rich, making her upset because he's hiding things from her. But don't you worry, Aria, it's actually his parents' money. He's not actually rich, it's his parents' money. His mom is a real bitch, saying that Aria is bad for him, and even tries to pay her to break up with Ezra. Honestly, I would have taken the money, but Ezra's brother is introduced, and another secret that Ezra has kept from her. Like, does she even know anything about him? She doesn't. Just when the next season comes along, she knows absolutely nothing about him. And a couple of episodes later, she kisses Ezra's brother for absolutely no reason, and he leaves soon after. Ezra never finds out about that kiss, by the way. But before the brother left, and before they kiss, he tells her about Maggie, Ezra's ex-girlfriend from high school, who he got pregnant. I really believe Marlene didn't know what to do with them in this decision, so she just threw anything at them. She was like, oh yeah, let's just throw everything that they can find and they'll be fine. Oh, let's talk about Maggie. This just makes Ezra look even worse. Not worse than season 4, obviously. Nothing beats season 4. When Aria asks Ezra about Maggie, he says he paid her off and to never contact him again because she was ruining his life. Which is the reason he ran away and changed his name. The funniest part about this is that Aria apologizes to Ezra because he's so angry that she knows about this for not respecting his past. In which I say that is something that he should have been open about. Like, if I'm dating a guy who has a son, who got someone pregnant in high school, I want to know that. I want to know if I'm dating someone that has a child, so I can break up with them because I'm not dealing with kids. But I think this is something that you need to know, especially if you're a kid yourself. And even funnier part about all this unnecessary drama, this is what, Pretty Little Liar is about, unnecessary drama, I swear. Malcolm, the son, is not even his son. I don't remember why she lied though. And they break up in this season. Season 4 is when everything goes even worse than you could ever imagine. A new boy is introduced, Jake, I think it was his name, and he was some martial art coach, I think. Jake and Aria dating this season. Jake noticed Ezra and asks to step away from Aria. However, Ezra doesn't do that. He does quite the opposite, have a little secret affair with Aria. Their speciality, obviously. However, remember when I said that everything gets wrong in this season? Well, Ezra starts acting weirder than usual, and mysterious. He was the chosen one of season 4 as the main A suspect. Maggie is still around for no reason. Aria and her getting heated arguments since Maggie is moving away with Malcolm and accuses Aria of sleeping with Ezra for grades. Okay, I need you to listen to me carefully because this is when things get even crazier. I need to move my script a little closer because I cannot see. Ezra asks Aria to stay at the cabin. She tells him she has things to do and he pressures her into saying yes. In his cabin, she says she's tired of lying to everyone about them being back together, and he says, and I quote, "If what we have is going to last, you have to start thinking of me as the person you're closest to, the person you want to share everything with, and I have to do that with you." He also basically says that the fact she's feeling torn and distance between her friends means him and her are growing closer. I don't know about you, but that sounds a bit manipulative and sort of a thing that an abuser will say. Anyway, Aria goes to a store to buy some chickpeas because Ezra says they don't have any, but the camera cuts into a can of chickpeas, aka he lied, and it's revealed he has a lair in his basement with monitor surveillance computers. Well, we find out he might be a bad guy. I mean, he already was a bad guy, but you know what I mean. He's an even bigger creep. So Toby hit him. Okay, wait, hold up. The girls are hiding something related to Ezra to Aria, and they find Allison, and well, Toby hit Ezra. That's how it happens. Spencer explains to her he might be A, and they go to his apartment where Aria will have her iconic wrecking ball scene in later episodes. At school, Ezra tells Aria that Spencer has a drug problem and that she's taking amphetamines, which is not his story to tell. He's trying to isolate Aria from her friends by claiming that Spencer is crazy. I'll come back to that later when I talk about the red flags and problems with this relationship. Aria goes to his cabin, finds a book about Allison. Ezra tells her he was dating Allison during college, which that means Allison was 14 at best. I'll go back to that. And he started writing a book on her. He says that after Allison died, he wanted to write a crime novel about it. He admits that he knew the girls before they knew him, and he had originally dated Aria for research. He stopped writing the book when he fell for her and they got serious. After Aria broke up with him because of Maggie and Malcolm, he started his research back up again, and that's how he knew Allison was still alive. Aria begins crying, and he says that he's never lied about the way he feels about her. He offers to burn the papers, and she says that she wants to read it all to see what was worth destroying everything they had for. The liars are discussing the situation, questioning whether he's actually A, why didn't he try to protect Aria, and if he ever actually loved her. Aria later goes to his apartment and trashes it, just what he deserves. Aria even plans to tell the principal about their relationship, but Hannah had to stop her. Fuck. In the finale, it's revealed by Allison when Ezra found out she was a teenager. He was mad, but she blackmailed him. Then Ezra is shot by A. I honestly don't remember who was the A that shot him, but season 5 is starts right where last season ended, when Ezra fighting for his life and I better distrust Aria. Oh boy, how much I wish he actually died. Never mind. It was actually Shauna who shot him. I didn't even remember about her existence, and I don't even remember what was her reason for shooting him. But it's fine because Aria shot her, and I don't think we ever got the reason why she did it. Typical Pretty Little Liar thing. Aria finds comfort in him about the Shauna thing, and they get back together for the third time, I think. Detective Turner is in town trying to figure out what happened to Shauna, Allison, and well, everything. She is talking to Aria and mentions she knows about her relationship with Ezra, who no longer works at the school, but where is his jail time? He's still dating a minor. The police know. Why aren't they doing anything about it? Detective Turner asks if he engaged in relationships with other students, to which Aria responds, and I quote, he didn't serial date students. He wasn't some creep that was prowling in the school halls hitting on girls. Honey, you are not fooling anybody, not even yourself. I mean, if he dated Allison, she was underage, and now he's dating you, that's a pattern of behavior. That's predatory behavior. That makes him a creep that was prowling in the school halls. I love how we just ignore the fact that he's an adult, probably close to his 30s, dating a minor. Nothing really happens in the decision between them. Andrew kisses Aria. I don't even remember who he is, but he even acts like he's her boyfriend. And they break up again because she wants to be single in college. Honestly, that's the smartest thing she has ever done throughout this show. But fuck, how many times are they going to split and get back together? Get it together, girl. What the fuck? So season 6, even though they're not dating in this season, Ezra sure keeps himself around as much as possible. He even gives Spencer wheat brownies, which is highly problematic since she's A, underage, B, her ex-teacher should not be giving her wheat even if it's medical, C, especially since she used to be depending on other drugs, and D, he accused her of being a drug addict in season 4. They go to prom, though I don't remember if he went as her date or, well, why else would he go? After the 5-year time jump, Aria is in a relationship with another guy called Liam. Ezra and Aria reconnect since he wrote a book and she works for an editorial, or she's an editor herself. Honestly, I don't know and I don't care. She even goes to the extent of writing some of the chapters of the new book to keep her boss interested. Liam noticed Ezra might have been more than just Mr. Fitz to her, and they keep working on the book together. When Aria's boss lets them know she loves it and wants to release it soon, they kissed. Season 7, last season, thank God. Liam and Aria break up and Ezra proposes to Aria a few episodes later, to which Aria first declines and then accepts. I don't know how to speak English anymore. Nicole is found. I don't remember exactly when Nicole was, so yeah. She was found. Apparently she went missing or she was kidnapped, I don't remember, which makes them question what their future will be. It's later revealed that Aria can't have children, making her doubt marrying Ezra, and he assures her that he loves her for who she is, and they get their happy ending. Okay, now let's talk about the fun part, problem aspects and red flags.
The secret is one of them is dead.
It baffles me how the show made it seem that Byron, Aria's dad, was the villain in the situation. I remember being 13 and watching the show and being so annoyed at him for not accepting them, when in reality he was right all alone. Some of the red flags include obviously him dating Aria when he knew she was underage and he knew he was going to be her teacher before they met, and still proceeded to make out with her at the restaurant of the bar, engage in a relationship with her. I don't know when he fell for her and stopped using her for his book, but excuse me? What? The fact that he has a history of being a predator. He claims he didn't know Allison was a minor, but she was 14 at most. Like, think about it. She went missing when she was 15 and he dated her right before she disappears. So how old can she possibly look at that makes you believe she's older? Or maybe he thought she was 16 and 17, which is still illegal, but some people see, some adults see 16, 17-year-olds as well. They're technically 18, you know what I mean? Like, come on. And what even is his excuse? Because I know the show tried to cover it up as saying that, well, he didn't know Aria was underage. Well, you fucked that up in season 4. Even if he didn't know that Aria was underage, it's still problematic because he still should have ended the relationship as soon as he knew that she was underage. So I don't buy that. But the show screwed themselves up in season 4 when they announced that he knew that she was underage and that he knew her and the girls before they knew him. So he tried to isolate Aria from her friends, which is classic abuser behavior. Abusers, they try to isolate their victims as much as possible from their family and friends, so they're completely submitted to them, and they don't have anybody but the abuser, so they don't have a chance to escape from the situation and get away. Accusing Spencer of having a drug addiction, and then a season later offering her weed when she has a history of drug dependency, and he was her ex-teacher and she is a minor. And probably there are more, but these are the ones at the top of my head.
The secret is one of them is dead.
I don't think I have to tell you why this is extremely wrong. And this isn't an isolated event where he just fell for Aria, who just happened to be underage and he didn't know. It happened twice. First, when Allison, who was 14 at most, he said that as soon as he knew Allison was a minor, he tried to walk away, but she blackmailed him. I guess that's an excuse for that time, although I don't think it's excusable, but fine. But what about Aria, huh? He knew she was a minor. He knew she was friends with Allison before he met her. So what is his excuse? He knew all of this and still proceeded with the relationship. He was smart enough to know that it was wrong to date Allison and to try and walk away. But apparently it's fine to date Aria. The fact that the show romanticized it as well, to the point they get married at the end of the show, probably because of fan service. I mean, no one in 2012 realized that it was wrong for them to date.
The secret is one of them is dead.
There were many times in the earlier seasons where Ezra will talk to Aria in a condescending voice as if she's a child that doesn't know how the world works. I mean, she is a child, but he shouldn't be in a relationship with her in the first place. If he thinks she's mature enough, that makes my skin crawl, to engage in a relationship with him, then why is he talking down to her? So she's mature enough for some things, but she's not, I can't say that word, that enough for other things. I mean, being a is being an abuser. So let's talk about power imbalance.
The secret is one of them is dead.
The student-teacher relationship trope is something that I need eradicated from teen shows. I mean, it's everywhere. Not just in Pretty Little Liars, we have it in Riverdale, we have it in Gossip Girl, and probably in other shows, but these are the ones at the top of my head. We need them gone. Pretty Little Liars was notoriously known for this trope since it was their main couple, different to Gossip Girl and Riverdale, when the student-teacher relationship was just something of a drama for one season and that was it. But in Pretty Little Liars, they gave them a full-on storyline where they never addressed that is wrong for a teacher to date their underage student. I have to say, as much as Byron was right in not supporting Ezra in season 2, he's not one to talk about student-teacher relationships and how inappropriate they are when he was in one while being married. He didn't just had an affair, he also dated one of his students, which is illegal. is still inappropriate. It's not as bad as dating your underage student, because I was in college, but it's still inappropriate and it's still illegal. So he's not exactly the best person to talk about how wrong it is for this. There's nothing romantic about a grown adult to use his power as a teacher to get close to his students, especially when they're underage, and engage in relationships with them. A kid cannot consent to any sexual act. My biggest problem with this trope is not just being in every teen TV show, every fucking where, and teaching kids and teenagers this, that it's totally fine for your grown-ass teacher to talk to you in a certain way that is not appropriate at all. No, my problem with this trope and TV shows is that they never address that this is abusive, that this is predatory, that these grown-ass teachers are pedophiles, are predators, and they're just abusing their power as teachers to get close to their underage students. I don't have a problem with this trope being in teen TV shows, just as I don't have a problem with being in shows and movies, or you know, these bad things. I don't have a problem with them being on the, you know, film and shows. My problem is how you put them on shows and TVs. If you, just as an example for Bridgestone, they included Daphne Simon in the show. My problem with Netflix including that is that she never took accountability for what happened. She never realized that what she did was wrong, and it kind of led us, the younger people that are watching the show, to understand that it's totally fine for you to have sex, for you to your husband while he's asleep. That is totally fine for you to do that. That's my problem with these things. If you want to include it on your show, include it, but acknowledge and teach your young audience that is wrong. You're making kids, because I was a kid when I watched Pretty Little Liars. I never liked Aria Ezra, but it was mainly because I found Ezra creepy, but not because I knew that it was wrong. But I would hear some of my friends talk about their about Ezria and being so, oh, I wish we had a hot teacher, and saying this type of stuff because this is what they see in TV and this is what they want, when it's not okay. And getting into relationships with older people, and where I'm gonna stop talking because I'm getting way too emotional. But my main problem is the fact that they just romanticize it and avoid the fact that this is predatory, that this is abuse. It's just a romanticization of this. It's what really pisses me off. According to people in the books, it was mentioned how problematic it was for them to date, but in the show no one even battled an eye at their direction, and never did they address that it was a predatory relationship. In fact, fans will defend Ezria to death and beyond when someone dared to say that it was a problematic, and don't you ever dare to say Ezra is a and groomed both Allison and Aria if you wanted to live another day. Like, I had a conversation with one of my friends a few months ago when I mentioned that I didn't like Ezria, and she was like, why? They're so cute. And I was like, because he's a predator. And I didn't go off on her the same way that I'm going off in this video, but I did tell her why I had a problem with it. Like, I did tell her, you know, he's a predator. And she was like, well, yeah, but they're cute. My thoughts.
Can't keep a secret as one of them is dead.
I think we can tell where I stand with these two. I really can't believe I spent days planning this video. I don't want to hear their names for a little while. The good thing is that I didn't rewatch the show for this video because, I mean, it's not on Netflix or like, it might be on HBO actually. I didn't rewatch Pretty Little Liars to make this video because, honey, I don't have the patience. So this is everything that I remember from Pretty Little Liars. I don't really think I have that much to say. I think I already said everything. Yeah, I don't like Ezria. This is the reason why. For the people that watched my 2 Pretty Little Liar videos that were asking and saying how could I possibly not like them, they were perfect. Well, here's why. There you go. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I didn't spill my chocolate. That's good. And I still have cramps from my period, but it's fine. I made it through the video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section, what you think about them. If you supported them, do you see them in a different light now? And if you still support them, why? I'm planning to make a video kind of like this one about Chuck Bass, because I have very interesting things to say about his character, about whether he actually deserved a redemption arc or not, and the amount of things that we kind of just look away from him because he's hot. And I also want to make a video about Jess from Gilmore Girls, why he deserved better, because people talk about it, but like I need to talk about it, so I will talk about it. So that's coming soon. If you have any ideas for my videos, you can let me know in the comment section. Also, thank you for everybody that subscribed to me. I'm like in 250 subscribers, which is not a lot, but it's amazing because I didn't it's just amazing that people are actually subscribing to me. And yeah, that's all I wanted to say. I think I'll see you guys soon. Bye.